exciting beer for us. To give you a little history on this beer, this is actually the first beer that Aaron and I had brewed together, probably about 7-8 years ago as homebrewers in my backyard. This beer, as homebrewers, has won us numerous awards. I think we pulled in 3 or 4 gold medals with this beer. Right from the beginning, we knew this was a beer we wanted to brew at the brewery when we started it. It is a very, very big beer. It's a Russian Imperial Stout, and it's aged in bourbon barrels. I'm going to let Russell kind of tell you about the bourbon barrels we use a little bit later. When we formulated the recipe, there's a huge amount of roasted malt in this beer. So over time, that just kind of mellows out. You get a nice coffee smoothness on it, and good malty backing. Pretty boozy, especially when you start throwing in that bourbon flavor. So we call this the Count. Our idea with some of these beers, you probably noticed we had Magic Mirror. We've done Big Bad Wolf before. The Count. We have our mainline beers, which is Snowdrop, Fearless Youth, Little Red Cap, Big Griffin, and Master Thief. For each of those beers, we take the Imperial version. Imperial means a big beer, and we call it the antithesis of that beer. So, for instance, Magic Mirror was the antithesis of Snowdrop. The mirror in this story is kind of against Snow White, the problem. Well, this one, Master Thief, he's the one that stole from the Count. So this Count is the Imperial version of our Master Thief, more or less. So anyway, I'm going to let Russell tell you a little bit about the bourbon barrels we used and a little bit about how we got those and about how we brewed it. And then the staff will be passing out some tasters here. This is the only time you're going to taste it. This is a bottle-only release. We will not have this on tap here. So from here on out, after these tasters, it's only available in bottles. All right, I'll turn over to Russell here really quick.
All right, about a year and a half, almost 2 years ago, we went back to Tennessee for my dad's wedding. And in the process, we stopped at Buffalo Trace in Kentucky and did the tour, built some contacts, and I happened to get the business card for their head of customer service. So when Don said, we need to find some bourbon barrels, we would love to do this bourbon barrel stout, I called my dad. He was coming out for the birth of my youngest daughter, and so he said, I'd drive right through there. So we called Dad, we worked out the arrangements. He picked up, they drained the barrels Tuesday morning. He was here Wednesday afternoon, and we were filling the barrels by Thursday. When we got the barrels and pulled them out of the truck, they sloshed back and forth. So Don and I and a few others were actually pouring pints of bourbon out of the barrels, so there wasn't too much in there. It was really a pleasure to brew this beer because it was the first time I got to brew with my dad, and so between all of us, we're up there brewing it, we're on the stand. We actually had enough mash in the tun that there was grain coming out of the top of the mash. So we had a lot of fun. We actually had a guy videotape it and put it on YouTube. So if you go on YouTube, one of the Grimm Brothers videos is actually us brewing that beer. This will be available today in the tap room. Starting Monday, it will be at our liquor store account. We're going to limit the sales to 6 bottles at $13 plus tax and fees. And then we're also at 4 o'clock going to do a tour of the Brewhouse. If you guys are interested, Eric's going to lead that up and take a brew tour over.
Yeah, so I'm hoping for 20, maybe not more than 25, but there's a list over here if you care to sign up for the brewery tour at 4 o'clock.
And one of the things we have to look forward to is when we took the bourbon barrel stout out of the barrels, we actually replaced that with another beer. So in the coming months, when it's ready, we'll have another barrel-aged offering to have you guys. So hope you enjoy it. And with that, let's get some samples out there.